Gospel Central Online Radio presents Wake Up Lost Tribe Study Hall, affirming that Christ never takes revelation out, with your hosts, Elder Caleb and Prophetess Yashika, teaching the good news to all who are awake and pressing to live a kingdom lifestyle, worshiping the Most High God, Ahaya, Asha, Ahaya. We understand that the highest form of worship is studying. Prepare your heart, Bible, and spirit to be blessed from on high this Sabbath as we now enter praise and worship, immediately followed by this Sabbath study called teaching.
All praise is due to the Most High God, Ahaya as Ahaya, Bahashem Yeshaya, Ruhu Rock. I am Elder Caleb, and I have with me Prophet Shashika. This is Wake Up Lost Tribe Study Hall. Shalom.
Shalom, Elder.
All praise due to the Most High, brothers and sisters. Look, we're just coming off our Feast of Dedication celebration, and it was a glorious event. All praise is due to the Most High. But we're following up this day's teaching on the testament of Dan. He is the seventh son of Jacob, okay, and Belial, all right? But we had an intro in today's lesson. That was the prophet's plan, some intro music from Sparta. What does Sparta has to do with the tribe of Dan? We're going to go over that today. There's a lot of history concerning the Israelites, and it's history that's not being told to us. Our history is really rich, brothers and sisters. Christ said, "Thou art rich," and he spoke beyond measure. When he said that, we didn't know how rich we were. A lot of things are being revealed to us. We're going to come out and tell you some things about Dan today. So before we get started, let's go ahead and open up with the Lord's Prayer. Our Father,
Our Father,
who art in heaven,
who art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
hallowed be thy name.
Ahaya, Esha, Ahaya.
Ahaya, Asha, Ahaya.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be done.
Thy will be done.
On earth.
On earth.
As it is in heaven.
As it is in heaven.
Give us this day.
Give us this day.
Our daily bread.
Our daily bread.
And forgive us of our debts.
And forgive us of our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
And lead us not.
And lead us not.
Into temptation.
Into temptation.
But deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom.
For thine is the kingdom.
The power.
The power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever.
Forever.
And ever.
And ever.
Amen.
Amen.
All praise. Prophets, why do we say Ahaya, Esha, Ahaya? Whose name is that?
That's the Most High's name that he expressed to Moses when he asked him, who should I say sent me? According to Exodus chapter 3, verses 13 through 15.
Okay, Prophet, but when I'm reading the Bible, I'm not seeing that. I see that I am. So
because in Hebrew.
And what language?
In Hebrew.
In Hebrew.
I am that I am is Ahaya, Asha, Ahaya.
Thank you. All praise is due to the Most High. The Most High spoke to Moses in Hebrew. Christ spoke to Paul in Hebrew, brothers and sisters. Yeah. That's the language of our forefathers.
Yeah. I think that was when he had struck him down blind and asked him, why does thou persecute me? But he said it in Hebrew.
And he said it in Hebrew. And Paul understood it.
Yes. Because he is a Hebrew.
All praises. All praises. Hey, what is today's title?
Today's lesson, as you said, we're on the seventh born to Jacob, and his mother was Belial, and the fathers of the nations, Dan.
Dan. Now, brothers and sisters, according to the 12 patriarchal chart, Dan is the seventh son. He was counted as Jacob's son. He's Jacob's son.
Right.
But there's a different ending for Dan. Dan is not counted as the 12 tribes in the book of Revelation. And it's for a reason, okay? We're going to go over that today, all right? He is not counted to be one of the 12 tribes on the gate of heaven, okay? All right, but let's go into the beginning of Dan. You have to have your King James Version Bible, okay? We will be using the Apocrypha today as well. And we all know that the Apocrypha was a part of the Bible originally in 1611. King James authorized the Apocrypha to stay within the Bible. All right. Enemies of the Most High took that out of the Bible. Okay. And we're going to go over that today as well as to why they would take that out. The Apocrypha contains our Greek history. Okay. There's not a whole lot of Greek history in your King James Version Bible, but it's in detail in the Apocrypha. We're going to go over that. Okay. Look, brothers, Spartans were Greeks. Spartans were Greeks. Okay. All right. Prophets. Let's start in the book of Genesis, chapter 30. Let's start in chapter 30, and you can start at verse 1.
And when Rachel saw that she bare Jacob no children, Rachel envied her sister.
Now, Rachel envied her sister, okay? Why? Because she didn't have any children unto Jacob. All right? Come on.
And said unto Jacob, give me children, or else I die. And Jacob's anger was kindled against Rachel. And he said, am I in God's stead? Am I in a highest stead? Who hath withheld from thee the fruit of the womb? And she said, behold, my maid Bilhah, go in unto
my who?
My maid Bilhah.
Now, at this point in time, this is what our women and our households contain. We had male servants and maid servants upon us. All right. Rachel had a maid. All right. Rachel had a maid. Sarah had a maid.
Right.
Okay. Come on.
Behold, my maid Bilhah, go in unto her, and she shall bear unto my knees. She shall bear upon my knees, that I may also have children by her. And she gave him Bilhah, her handmaid, to wife, and Jacob went in unto her.
Now, this is a recorded event that Jacob had sex with another woman by the permission of Rachel to bear her a son. All right. Same father, different mother. Right. Come on, prophet.
And Bilhah conceived and bare Jacob a son. And Rachel said, the Most High hath judged me, and hath also heard my voice, and hath given me a son, and therefore therefore called she his name Dan.
And therefore called she his name Dan. Now, Bilhah had no rights to name or put anything on on Dan, right? This was something that Rachel had authority to do because she allowed Jacob to do this so they could have a son. So read that verse again, Papa. Start at verse 5.
So it's really like what we do today as a surrogate.
Okay.
Rachel said, the Most High has judged me.
Has judged me, right?
And hath also heard my voice, and hath given me a son. Therefore called she his name Dan. And Bilhah, Rachel's maid, conceived again, and bare Jacob a second son.
Okay, so I won't go into that second son, but we want to stay right there with Dan. Now, let's go into the prophecy of Dan, okay? What did Jacob say about Dan? Let's go to Genesis chapter 49, right, Prophet? Let's go here. Genesis chapter 49. Okay, now, judgment was already on Dan from his mother. His mother said that, right?
The Most High had judged her.
Right.
So that he came by way of judgment, basically, is what she was saying. Verse 16.
Nope, start at, right, Prophet Salaki. You're right. Verse 16. We in Genesis chapter 49, verse 16, brothers. Pick us up.
Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Israel.
Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Israel. What does that mean? Huh? What does that mean? Well, jump over to Deuteronomy 33. Dan was doing unrighteous judgment against his own people. Deuteronomy 33, verse 22. And matter of fact, prophets, read verse 21.
And he provided the first part of him for himself, because there, in a portion of the lawgiver, was he seated. And he came with the heads of the people. He executed the justice of the Most High and his judgment with Israel.
Dan, keep going.
And of Dan he said, Dan is a lion's whelp. He shall leap from Bashan.
He shall leap from Bashan. Dan was out of order. Dan was acting in the role of a priest. He was not supposed to be doing that. That's not his calling. Now go back over to Genesis 49. And read verse 16 again.
Verse 16, Dan shall judge his people as one of the tribes of Israel. Dan shall be a serpent by the way.
He should be a serpent by the way. Okay, come on.
An adder in the path that biteth the horse's heels, so that his rider shall fall backward.
So this is Dan getting in the way of stopping the progression of his people. Okay? He was a hindrance to his own people. If the scriptures say he's a serpent in the way, this is what Dan's going to be. And to reference that, go over to Judges chapter 18. Go to Judges chapter 18. And verse 27. But let me see here. Okay, prophets. Start at verse 26, okay? Because this is where Dan takes off. He's separate. Keep going. Read at verse 26.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
23.
Okay.
Maybe. I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, start at verse 22, prophets.
And when, in verse 22, and when Judges chapter 18, verse 22, and when they were a good way from the house of Micah, the men that were in the houses near to Micah's house were gathered together and overtook the children of Dan. And they cried unto the children of Dan, and they turned their faces and said unto Micah, what aileth thee, that thou comest with such a company? And he said, Ye have taken away my gods, which I made, and the priests, and ye are gone away. And what have I more? And what is this that ye say unto me? What aileth thee? And the children of Dan said unto him, Let not thy voice be heard among us, lest angry fellows run upon thee, and thou lose thy life with the lives of thy household. And the children of Dan went their way, and when Micah saw that they were too strong for him, he turned and went back unto his house. And they took the things which Micah had made, and the priests which he had.
Wait a minute. Who took it? Dan and them, right?
Dan and his company.
So Dan and them